Hi, I'd like to talk to you now about water baptism. If you have followed the videos up until this point, you have made Jesus your King. You have bowed your knee in allegiance to him. And now your next step is to show your obedience by being baptized in water. Now, think of it this way. If I met a homeless person on the street and I said to them, sure, you can come into my house. That's coming into the house is being born again. But as soon as they come into the house, I say to them, okay, but right here at the door, take off all your clothing. Your clothing goes in the washing machine and you're going to go take a shower. That is water baptism. You need to be cleaned up to be in the house. Jesus wants you to be without any parts of the devil or hooks or anything from the devil left on your body. He wants you clean totally. The imagery in the Bible of water baptism comes from the book of Exodus. Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt. They were in the desert of Sinai, and the Egyptian army came up after them to destroy. The Egyptians had a second thought about letting them go, and they decided, well, we had to let them go, but now we'll just kill them all in the desert and leave them. So the Egyptian army is hot on their tails, and Moses is up against the Red Sea. And he cries out to God, and God parts the Red Sea. And the Israelites go through the Red Sea on dry land. And you know the rest of the story. The Egyptians tried to follow them, and the waters came back in on them, drowned them all, washed them away. And Moses said, these Egyptians you see, you will never see again. They will never bother you again. Those devils you have in your life that were bothering you, they will never bother you again. That's what water baptism's all about. Now, when it also represents you dying, because you're identifying yourself with Jesus in his death. Now, the Israelites, once the Red Sea was parted, they had to go down into this crack in the sea. And it was deep. And there was walls of water on both sides. And it was dark down there. And also, it wasn't just right across. It was probably something close to 100 miles across. And so they had to go into this, and it was their prophetic symbolism of being dying, going into the underworld, walking on the bottom of the ocean. This whole thing with Poseidon and the dead underneath the water in Hades. It was all that symbolism was all in there of them dying with Jesus and being united with him in his death, and then coming out on the other side resurrected. And that's the important thing to remember. The important thing is not the dying, it's the resurrecting. It's the giving up of all the things in the world that you can't really keep. He is no fool who gives up those things which he cannot keep to get those things which he cannot lose. That's a famous saying by a missionary. So I urge you to find some believers who will baptize you in water. If you can't find people, do it yourself in your own baptism. But it's best if you do it publicly. In front of everyone, baptize people. Jesus was not afraid to hang on the cross in front of people for you. You should not be afraid to be baptized, to declare your allegiance to him in front of people either.